Welcome back to Beatmap Bat Rep episode 8. This is Blood Angels vs Tyranids round 2. And Paul has his turn 2 with his Blood Angels. And so in round 1 you've already seen that haven't been doing very well with the Tyranids, but we'll see if I can come back. Now he rolls for reserves, he gets to re-roll because of Dante, I believe. And so all the guys come in, and because they're with Dante, they don't scatter when they deep strike. So they just get to plop down wherever they want. So they just drop in right behind the Tyranid warriors. And then, of course, the Furioso Librarian Dreadnought with his force weapon is going to move up. Those warriors cannot hurt him because his front armor is too high, which is a little frustrating for my guys, but we'll see what happens with them. And now he's disembarking all his guys from his Storm Raven gunship, and the Tactical Marines are dropping out, and the Dreadnought dropped out. And, of course, because it is counting as an assault vehicle, they can move, they can assault, they can do all their fun stuff that they want. So they're all coming out there, getting ready. The Assault Marines are jumping over. It's a nice thing about being jetpack or jump infantry is that you can just clear any kind of terrain that you like. And now his guys are moving up to engage the Biovores so that I cannot barrage him from a distance anymore. And of course Biovores aren't that great once they get into close combat. The Dreadnought moves over to engage the Termagants, who also cannot hurt him. So now he's opening fire on my warriors. He's got some Infernus or something pistols in there that will just do a lot of damage, and they actually insta-kill my guys. So I put one of the wounds on the Prime because he won't instant die because he has 7 or 5 toughness. They might be wondering why he only has 1 wound left. It's because of the one special rule of one of the characters where he chooses an independent character and it gets -1 wound and a few other things. Opening up with a nice flamer on these guys and starting to toast away at these Termagants, who won't be able to really fight back against that Dreadnought anyway. I need to really use them against the tactical squad. So he's just roasting a lot of Termagants with that guy. And he's got the Stormbolter as well that he's firing into combat and manages to kill another one. And then his Assault Marines are going to take out the lone Ripper Swarm because they don't want to get tied up in combat against it. So they go ahead and open fire, destroy most of its wounds, and then there's another pistol in there. I think it's a plasma pistol that finishes them off. And now we've got a Flamer attack and some Bolters. I think they're going to use Bolt Pistols so they can charge. The Flamer does very little, and I fail the save, so I'll only take 1 wound there. But then his Bolt Pistols fire, and he manages to get a lot of hits in. They're only toughness 4, 2 wounds, only 4+ save. And so I take the save and actually manage to save most of them, so one of the Biovores goes down. And of course, they're still in range to be charged. Got the Twin Link Plasma Cannon fired into the midst of Termagants, taking out even more of them. We did this slightly wrong. We should have waited to take them all out until all the firing attacks were done, because this other blast will now miss a few guys. But it didn't really matter in the end. As you're going to see, they're all going to get destroyed from the various weapons that he is firing. And so he just continues to kill more and more Termagants. He still has the Twin Link Hurricane Bolters, or whatever they're called. And so those, of course, are going to be able to get lots of hits off. They're strength 4, so they only need 3 pluses to hit, and he finishes off the last 2 Termagants. Dreadnought charges in, and Tactical Marines charge into the Biovores. Now, luckily, it has worked that nobody's been able to charge Old One-Eye, which I'm happy about, because I want him to be able to have his full capabilities of charging to see how well he does. So the Dreadnought's opening fire, or just hitting the Termagants, only manages to kill 2. Now, they're not in Synapse, so they have to make a leadership test, but Old One-Eye has a special rule that other models get to use his leadership of 8, so they actually pass it, and so they don't take extra wounds from close combat, which is kind of nice. And now he's hitting the Biovores, who only have initiative 1, and he manages to kill both of them, and then consolidate. So now they're right beside Old One-Eye. Hopefully he'll be able to charge in and do a lot of damage, but we'll have to wait until my turn for you to see what happens there. His Dreadnought decides to use the close combat weapon because he's going to insta-kill them with it anyway. And then my guys are going to decide to hit the Predator because I can't hurt the Dreadnought. They're all auto hits, and I managed to immobilize it with one of the glancing hits. And then the Prime, who has a strength of 5, manages to roll 1 glancing hit as well, and does nothing because he's already immobilized, so not being able to move doesn't really matter. So the Dreadnought hits back and insta-kills another guy, which is really fun for them. So Tyranids turn 2. Let's see what I can do. Will my guys come in? Roll for reserves. Trigon Prime will not. The Gene Stealers will. The Death Leaper will. And the Doom of Malantai will not. So unfortunately only half my reserves are coming in this turn. The Death Leaper gets to come in wherever he wants. and as long as it's 1 inch away from enemies. And the Gene Stealers come in the wrong side. I wanted them to come in the left side. We had decided that 3+ would be on the left side, and 1 and 2 would be on the right side. And so they come in the wrong side, which completely sucks, because they could have charged into these tactical marines and completely destroyed them. The Lictor fires his flesh hooks, which do nothing, and then Old One-Eye charges in. And the nice thing about him is he gets a lot of attacks. So they get to hit him first, but he's at toughness 6, so it's going to be hard for them to hurt him. They manage 3 wounds. He's got a 3+ save, and he fails 2 of them, so he's down to 2 wounds. And then the independent character there also hits. Basically, I'm hitting on initiative 1 because of my Crushing Claws, which is too bad. Now I'm going to hit back. I get D3 extra attacks, so that's 2 extra attacks. So I've got 6 plus 1 on the charge, so I got 7 attacks. I'm hitting on 4s. I should have re-rolled that one, but forgot. I actually get extra attacks for every attack that hits. And I roll 3 1s for the wounding, so I only managed to kill 5 of them. So I should have really killed 6 or 7 of them, but that failed right there. And so they fail combat, or lose combat, and they take extra wounds because they are fearless, and they did not take any extra wounds because they made all their saves. The Dreadnought over there only managed to kill a couple more Termagants. The Dreadnought over here, I'm first hitting the Land Raider, and not really managing to do anything against it. I think I managed to tear off a weapon. Yes, there's an immobilized, which downgrades to a weapon destroyed because he's already immobilized, so I destroy his big flamer, which doesn't matter too much. Then the Dreadnought hits back, manages only to kill 1. So those warriors are lasting a lot longer than they really should. But that's good, because it gives me a chance to tie him up for as long as I can. I make all my saves, and now we're at the end of round 2. So we're doing a quick flyover here. We see that there's not really much left of the Tyranid side. There's lots of red still on the board, but not the Tyranid Hive Fleet red. Over here, these guys are falling to the Dreadnought with his force weapon. These guys have seen better days, but they are tying up that Dreadnought as long as they can, so he can't charge into Old One-Eye. Old One-Eye did pretty well, but he took a couple wounds that he shouldn't have, and unfortunately that means he's not going to be able to survive as much. Death Leaper did nothing, which means he's open to fire against the Stormraven gunship. Wanted them to survive so that I could deep strike right next to them. So we're going to jump right into Blood Angels turn 3 and see what they do. They're all done their deep striking. So he decides to go after the Gene Stealers, which I was happy about because I have a much higher initiative. So when he charges in close combat, I will be able to get all the attacks in first. Now he does get to shoot them first, but I'm hoping that most of my guys will survive it. So his Stormraven gunship moves up to the Death Leaper. And he's going to try to see it. He has to do night fighting, and it's divided in half, but he's only 5.5 inches away, so he does manage to see it. He actually gets 6 inches. Fires at it with his twin-linked plasma cannon, and misses it, which is nice. Fires at it with his heavy 2 Typhoon missile launcher, hits it once, and then misses it the other time, so it's only strength 4. Manages to wound. I get a 6+ cover save because I do have stealth, and I fail it, so I take 1 of my 3 wounds. Then he fires at it with his twin-linked Hurricane bolters. Which of course he hits lots of because they're twin-linked, and he gets lots of wounds, and I fail enough of the saves and die. Now he opens fire on my Gene Stealers, and actually manages to kill 2 with his first couple shots, and then he shoots with his plasma pistol, I believe, kills another one, and then he's got a few Storm Bolters in there, and he hits a bunch of them, and the Storm Bolters unfortunately are AP4, which ignores most of the saves on him, and he kills most of the Gene Stealers. So he actually manages to take down most of them in shooting. And now he's charging Old One-Eye, and he's charging with Gene Stealers. So the problem here is if he manages to kill everything, my reserves can't come in, he will have tabled me on turn 3, so we'll see what happens. So he first gets to his attacks against Old One-Eye, because my guy strikes at initiative 1. And so if he can kill him before he hits with his Power Fist, then I won't be able to hit back. So he only manages to do 1 wound though, so I do get to hit back. So he does the Power Fist attack just to see if he'll kill me, and he does manage to kill me, but I do get my hits back. So I roll D3, so I get 2 extra hits, so that's 6 hits, and I make all 6 of them, so I get 6 extra hits, and I make 3 more of those. That doesn't continue, so I get 9 hits, roll 3 more 1s, it's a 2+ to kill. Should have killed more guys, but I killed a bunch of them, and then Old One-Eye goes down. So he actually performed very well, considering he was not supported. The Dreadnought is killing the Termagants, manages to hit 3 times, and finally kill them, so he finishes them off. So the warriors on the other side, they're going to hit the Land Raider. They don't manage to really do anything, and so I'm just going to skip that. And he goes and hits them, kills one of them. Now I have to make my saves on the other guy, because he lost combat, and he fails to save, and he dies. Now all that's left is the Gene Stealers. If they go down, that's game over. I get to hit him first, because I have a higher initiative, but unfortunately, for the first couple attacks from the Gene Stealers, I only managed to kill 1 guy. And then the Broodlord attacks, hits 3 times, and does a couple more wounds, but none of them are rending, and so he gets his 2+ saves, which of course he makes both of. So he hits back with all of his attacks, and he starts to just tear apart at the Genestealers. So he gets a few attacks in there. Is he going to destroy them? This will make a big difference, because if he destroys them, my reserves are not in. And I do make a save there, and so he's not able to kill them yet, so there's still hope that the Genestealers will survive. Are they going to survive? We're going to see. He rolls more hits and gets more of them in. He's got a lot of hits because of his banner, and because he charged, and because he's basically Assault Marines on steroids. And he gets more hits. Let's see what happens here. And I have to roll saves, and unfortunately, he takes a wound, and I still have my 2 Genestealers left. And so he gets a few more attacks in. And we're going to see what happens here. Just wait for it. Wait for it. Gets a hit. Kills another guy. And then I fail combat, or I lose combat. I fail my leadership test. And then I run 11 inches off the side of the board. So that is it.
I think Matt just got tabled.
Okay. Well, so moral of the story here is that if you're a Tyranid player going up against a Blood Angels player, if the Blood Angels player is like, I don't even know what I'm doing, bring your best list, because the Blood Angels are pretty tough.
I don't know, Matt. It reminds me of the Island of Blood game we had, where the tactical superiority that I had on the evenly matched armies, it was still too much for you.
Of course, of course. Well, of course, he's going to get his $25 gift certificate. So here, we got to shake hands. Here we are.
Thanks,
smile. No, go back, go back. All right, there we go. Okay, because we take a little picture thingy. All right, so anyway. So I hope you enjoyed that. Obviously, it was a bit of a massacre on the Blood Angel side. It's really a shame that Trigon and the Doom Valentine didn't even get to come in, because I got tabled before they came in from reserves. Either way, I don't think they would have been able to turn the game around. The Doom Valentine might have killed a few guys. The Trigon would have died from being charged, because he would have deep striked, and then 2 Dreadnoughts would have just clobbered him with force weapons and Dreadnought close combat weapons and all that awesomeness. Really good looking army though. I do want a rematch later on. I'll actually bring like a really competitive list, see if I can beat it. Not that I'm trying to make excuses here. I don't want people to think that, because it was a fun game.
Whatever you need to do to justify it.
Yeah, whatever. Whatever. But you know what? The one thing I did like, Old One Eye. He did great.
Yeah, he was pretty good in combat.
Yeah, I was worried. I've never brought him in because he's 260 points, but he actually did a lot of damage, and if he was supported, if he had other guys around him, I think that he almost might actually be worth the 260 points. So we'll see. We might see him in future games because of that. So it's kind of nice that I got to try out a few characters that I normally would not have done. And so, don't be afraid to do that. If something doesn't look like it's worth its points cost, try it anyway. You never know. And try it a couple times, because one time is never enough, because you might have rolled well or not well at all and give it the wrong impression. But anyway, great game.
Next time I'll bring the Death Company.
Yeah, Death Company. That'll be really fun. Anyways, this is Matthew from Mini Wargaming. Stay tuned for our next Beat Map Bat Rep. I believe it's going to be Dark Eldar versus Tyranids, but we'll see what happens. This is Matthew, and happy Wargaming.
Visit miniwargaming.com to see our videos 1 month early.